Hey. Welcome, welcome. Testing, testing. I think the mic is working. All right. Well, welcome back to Run Fast for Your Life. We are on day number 11. So, I'm England R. Brown and your co-host. And then we have the host, the Messiah. So we are rocking. Thank you so much for tuning in. And what we talk about is fasting. I think I'm going with that. It's growing on me. All right, so day number 11. Today, we did talk about, yesterday we did speak about a little bit of GMO. So we're going a little bit more deeper into it. So today it's organic versus GMO foods, a biblical perspective on healthy eating. So we are going to explore the biblical perspective on healthy eating, examining the differences and benefits between organic and genetically modified GMOs. So let's get the party started, beautiful people. All right, so what are GMOs? So we spoke about this yesterday, but for the people that wasn't here, we have genetically modified organisms. That's what GMO stands for. And they are organisms whose genetic material has been altered using genetic engineering techniques. The next thing that we're going to discuss in this PowerPoint today is genetic modification. So this process involves the insertion, deletion, or modification of specific genes within the organism's gene. I didn't look up how to pronounce that, but just stay with me to introduce desired traits. And what's desired traits? So these traits can include resistance to pests, improved nutritional content, or enhanced growth and productivity. And then the applications. So GMOs are commonly used in agriculture, medicine, and industrial processes to improve yields, quality, and efficiency. So in summary, GMOs are organisms that have been genetically engineered to exhibit specific desired characteristics that can provide benefits in various fields. All right. So we're going to set the table with GMOs. I am not going to go over all of this, but I put this chart here so you guys can screenshot it so you can see what goes into this whole process of genetically modifying food. It is just so imperative to buy organic. People will say, oh my gosh, organic is expensive. No, it's not. There are things that you're buying, just cut it out. They're not good for you anyways. And then, hey, look, there you go. You can afford to eat healthy. But there were some things that really stuck out to me. So, let me grab my little handy dandy pen. Hold on. Okay. So recombinant DNA technology. So this one, it talks about how it combines DNA from the different organisms to form a new genetic sequence. And we're going to get into it, but God created everything, like everything perfect, okay? The food itself, that's what he was doing. I don't understand why are these people wanting to modify the food? Like, especially, plants and all your fruits and vegetables. So, again, I'll just only point out the ones that kind of stood out to me. These two right here. You see how it says trans and cis? And what do we hear today? Like transgender, cisgender. Like, I was like, So transgenesis, and see that how it says Genesis in it too? This technique, because all of these are techniques that they use to genetically modify the food that we eat. So the transgenesis introduces genes from unrelated species into an organism. Now, when I read this, it made me think about pretty much like how demons enter people. They are literally unrelated to us. And now you have this new gene, and your new gene could be, hey, I'm addicted to porn. That new gene could be, I don't know, I'm addicted to drugs. Like you have all these different type of spirits that are coming into you that are not related. I mean, then the other one is cisgenesis. So this one right here introduces genes from sexual compatible species into an organism. You know what I thought about? I thought about the gay community, in real honesty, when I saw these. And I thought about how they say, you know, I was born like this. And I got to thinking, because I was like, you know, you can't be like, you're not genetically built to be attracted to the same sex. Okay. But as we go here and we got these GMOs going in, because when we eat fruit, you know, everything has a blood life. Fruit, you have the juice. It's nice and juicy. You have people that eat meat. Some of them don't eat their meat well done. So guess what? That's lifeblood that they're just swallowing down like it's goddamn wine. And if the mother is sitting here consuming this food that is genetically modified, and that's going into the baby, could that be something going on there, you know, in the mind? So is it odd for them to say, well, I was born that way? I don't think so. Meaning that it's all what you're eating. And we can see here, these people are literally just taking, I mean, just screenshot that and just look at this chart. It is very, very deep. They're just taking all these different type of genes essentially from food, and they're combining it, and they're saying, okay, well, this is an orange, this is a cucumber, this is celery. So that's what I thought about when I saw these two. I said, that's actually really, really deep, because it's almost like someone that might be addicted to sugar, and you take sugar out of their life, they're probably going to relapse. But then the mood's going to change. They're going to be different. They're not going to be so antsy. You know, it's like, I don't know, coffee. Like, I just think about people like, oh, I need more coffee to make it through the day. Or it could be, I need drink to make it through the day, because that was me. You can catch me drinking in the morning, the afternoon, and at nighttime. I probably was drinking in my sleep. You got people saying like, I need weed. And when you just come off these things that don't have any benefit to you, it's going to suck. But then it's like, okay, you notice a difference. So that's how I looked at this. It even has the common applications, and some of these are going to list the different type of foods like biolistic. The common applications with this one is developing genetically modified crops like corn, rice, and wheat. And what's the challenges with this one? May cause unintended mutations, less precise than this one right here. So again, screenshotted. This is really good. I was like, oh, wow, this is very interesting. But isn't that odd? That's a lot going on there. Why are we genetically modifying food? Why are we doing that? So, next slide. So, God, it's funny. So, I guess we're just going to go with the flow on this one. So, hey, Satan's hiring. Satan is hiring for anyone and everyone that opposes the ethics of the Lord. So I thought this verse here is from John 8:44, and it says, and this is speaking about Satan, when he lies, he speaks his native language, for he is a liar and the father of lies. So this was very interesting to me. You know, you got people out here, they're going to say, you know, that food is good, it's healthy. But then you have all these different, you got to read the labels. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know what's in your food anymore. And guess what these people look like? They look like you and I. Oops, hold on. Oh no. Okay. Grab my little pen here. Where am I at? I think I'm good. I'm gonna put me right here. All right. So these people that are like, oh, that's good. They look like nice little humans like you and I. You know what I'm saying? So there's this chart, and I don't know why God went with charts today, but we're with charts. And so we have the top dog. We have genetically modified organisms, GMO. And at the bottom, because all it does, it starts from one, and then it's going to trickle down, and then it's going to spread. And that's literally pretty much how it works in this world. So we have here, now this is what happens when you start just modifying really anything. So we have mixing and crossbreeding. So we're going to read from Leviticus 19:19 and 2 Corinthians 6:14. So mixing and crossbreeding. So with Leviticus 19:19, what it says is, you shall keep my statutes. You shall not let your livestock, technical difficulties. Livestock breed with a different kind. You shall not sow your field with mixed seed, nor shall a garment or mixed linen and wool come upon you. When I was doing this, I just found this so interesting that God is, and this is all in the beginning, how everything was supposed to be. God was not for, crossbreeding, mixing things together. This is not in here, but it even has for the Israelites. He was very strict. Like, he wanted them to be within their community because they were circumcised. And then you have the uncircumcised, which is the Gentiles. So it just goes very deep. I encourage you to look that up, but this is what we're talking about today. So the relevance of this mixing thing here is, this verse prohibits mixing species, which can parallel the ethical debate surrounding genetic modification and tampering with natural order. I guess think about when they were, what was it, a horse and a zebra? Something like that. Why are we doing that? There's no need for that. And for 2 Corinthians 6:14, this says, do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. For what partnership has righteousness with lawlessness? Or what fellowship has with light with darkness? Now, let me explain this to you, because some people are going to be like, what do you mean? Like, am I not supposed to be around them at all? No. Okay. What this is saying is that don't party with the devil, guy. If somebody's not, and they make it clear, like, hey, this is not me. I'm not doing this. Why do you want to be friends with them? Why do you want to impress them? Why do you want to try to partnership with them? They're not on the same path as you. They're not thinking the same as you. So there would be no part. I mean, it's almost like, I don't know, a Christian having a baby by an atheist. My mom and I, we were studying one time, and somehow we came about, I can't really remember the specifics, but it was something on like this, like crossbreeding, and she called them sin babies. And that's perfect, because that's the sin baby, But it's not to say that sin baby won't become a saved baby, but you don't want to go through all that. be with people in your circle that you're equally yoked with. It saves headache, it saves hurt, it saves, like, now you know that you have a tight union, you can depend on that person. Don't party with someone that is not the same. They don't have the same ethics as you. Now, there's nothing wrong with talking as far as, like, okay, maybe you want to tell them about Jesus and all the good news, but if this person is, they just don't. Look, it says in the Bible in Revelations, let the wicked continue to be wicked and let the righteous continue to be righteous. That's it. Stop. You can't save everybody, and it's really not your job to save people. You know, if God says, hey, go speak to that person, you go speak to that person. You don't lean into your own understanding. All right. So then now we got these two people, okay? Now they're producing. And we have no respect for creation, ethics and stewardship, and warnings about tampering with nature. So let's go ahead and talk about no respect for creation. So what we have here is, I forgot to tell you the why 2 Corinthians 6:4. So this verse warns amongst forming unions or partnerships that are fundamentally incompatible. To summarize that up. Okay. So no respect for creation. We have Genesis 1, 29 through 30, and I cannot pronounce this. You see it on the screen. I'm not going to embarrass myself. I refuse. But somebody might be listening to this and they don't have a screen. Okay. I'm just I can't say it. I'm sorry. But I'll spell it for you. ECC, and that's double Charlie's, Lima, Echo, Sam, Igloo, Alpha, Sam, Tom, Ecclesiastes. Forgive me, people. You already know this. We've been doing this for 11 days. Reading's not my best, guy. Say it in my mind, saying out loud, it ain't working. They not clicking. Again, I don't know why God chooses people like us. Moses is one of those people. Yeah. All right. So for Genesis, chapter 1, verses 29 through 30. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for food. So in the beginning, God designed us to really just eat veggies. Things have changed. There's nothing wrong with eating meat, but it's just good to know, what was it like in the beginning? We were just supposed to eat fruits and veggies, okay? And herbs. I love herbs. I love to cook. I love to eat. Welcome to Run Fast for Your Life with England. I promise I won't lead you to destruction. I wouldn't do that. That would be horrible, because then I'll be in destruction. Anyways, so what the relevance of this verse here is, this verse highlights the provision of natural seeds and plants for humanity, which can be contrasted with the artificial alteration of genetic makeup. So if you're intaking, see, this is why it's so important to fast, because what happens when you when you fast is that you start to cleanse your body of all that nastiness, all that genetically modified food, it just cleanses your body. So even after you break your fast, you want to eat things that are like real. Now, unfortunately, we got chemtrails, so you may have a little modification there, but try your best to eat organic. Read the labels, so you're not out here doing damage to your body and you're not even aware of it until you start getting old and you go to the doctor and all that fun stuff. So the second verse here, it reads, "Consider the work of God, for who can make straight what he has?" So consider the work of Elohim, for who can make straight what he has made crooked. So what this is saying is this verse suggests a reverence for a natural design of creation, cautioning against altering what has been divinely established. So I think this is a perfect time to read this. I was being fat. I had ordered food yesterday. And this was after I was speaking. And, God said something to me. I was like, that's good. I'm going to read it to you guys. So, excuse me. Let me get some water here. Okay, hold on. Okay. So he said, food has a purpose. Each food has a desire it must fill because God said what this fruit is good for. Same for man. If man creates genetically modified organisms knowing it would be harmful, then so be it. We are creators of good and evil. So we know that God places on this earth to create, to multiply, rather. So if you're out here just being reckless, okay, I'm just saying just being reckless. What am I trying to say? Because I don't want people to think like, because some people, they may really just say, okay, I really cannot afford it. I can't afford organic food. And I think this goes a little bit more deeper, what God is saying here as far as bearing fruit. Like, we are fruit, okay? We are fruit. And either you're going to be a good fruit or you're going to be a bad fruit. Either you're going to bear good news or you're going to bear bad news, meaning that you're either going to follow God and his ways and how he wants, really his will. Let me not even ramble. Either you're going to do your own desires and go that way, or you're going to do the desires of the Lord. And that's just the best I can say. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to add to that. So I guess we'll keep it moving. I hope I didn't confuse anybody, because I say like God, he kind of speaks in code. So if you eat healthy, you'll be healthy. You'll have a healthy mindset. You're not going to really engage in things that are not good for you. The big thing is like gossip, just straight up gossip is just, it's horrible. Like, it's just not a good thing to engage in. I'm trying to think of anything else. I feel like that's really, because everything, like, the world is mostly like built on just negative, like, things happening to people. Like, your downfalls, your your hurt, it's like, it's just priceless. People will pay so much money for misery. That's what I was looking for. Your misery. People will pay to watch you suffer. Think about what you're watching. What do you mostly engage yourself in? Are you engaging in a lot of things that are like healthy for your mind, that's renewing, that you can say, okay, I learned something from that and I can retain that? Or are you engaging in things that literally just give you a temporary satisfaction? You know what I'm saying? So guard your mind, guard your heart. We talked about that yesterday. Having that armor of God is important when you're fasting and thinking about the type of food that you're going to eat. Each food does something specifically for the body. Don't get me started or get me started. I crack myself up so much. Oh gosh. Okay. All right. So the next one we're going down with is ethics and stewardship. So this guy right here, look, he's all nice and smiley. He's like, yeah, come on down. So we have some, oh man, I'm telling you, my brother, he always jokes on me. He's like, yo, you can tell a joke and just laugh by yourself. This is true. No, nobody has to tell me a joke. I can just tell a joke to myself and I'll just be rolling for like forever. So the next one we have here is ethics and stewardship. So we're going to work with Psalm 24:1 and Genesis 2:15. All right. So what are we reading here? So Genesis 2:15. Then Yahweh Elohim took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to tend and to keep it. So how is this in relation here? So this reflects the responsibility of humans to care for the earth rather than exploit or over alter it. We're supposed to take care of this. This is why this is the lake of fire. This is why, for real, this is hell. And either you're going to experience heaven here, what's that going to be like, or you're going to experience hell. One of the two. There's no in the middle. So it is imperative to get your life together. I always say you don't want to be old and God literally exposes your heart. That it's not great. It's an ugly experience. I would see this. For some reason, God had me just like pretty much all my life working around old people. Like I started in Verizon and they had put me in a location full of old people. I'm like, what are they going to do with technology? Technology just kind of like came out and everything, like the first Samsung Galaxy. He just, even when I don't know, he just always put me around older people. And I could just tell the people that confronted all of what they were going through versus the people that suppressed it. Because when you get old, your strength deteriorates. You know, like you in your mind, you know, yeah, you can keep it going, but it's just not as sharp. It's not as strong. So now you got all these things that are coming up. And then have you ever come across somebody old and they just mean and nasty? I mean, they just everything. They just like misery, like, oh, I don't even want to be around them. That's because they didn't deal what they were supposed to deal with. When God called them to say, hey, let's work this thing out together. Because the only way that you're going to heal from it is through Jesus. That's it. I mean, why in the world would he's building this new, beautiful kingdom. And when he reveals to you who you are on this planet, he's literally preparing you for the next. If you're out here and you just don't care, you don't want to know, you don't want to learn, why in the world would he want to bring you? I wouldn't want to bring you. I'm not bringing people that, you know, they don't want to face reality. They don't want to face truth. The worst thing that you can, I feel like, experience is when you die and you're all jolly and you're walking up to Jesus and you're all smiling like, oh, I'm coming in. This is my moment. And Jesus looks you dead in your face and says, get away from me. I never knew you. That is not a great feeling when somebody tells you, I don't even know who you are. And to even think about this, what's sad is, you know, because that says it in the Bible. They were like, well, God, didn't I prophesy in your name? Didn't I cast out demons in your name? Didn't I do all these things in your name? And you did. But you know what? What God is looking for real is intimacy and spending time with him and fasting, because that's the word. He is the word. The Holy Spirit gets his food from fasting. Yeah, you're going to be weak. Your flesh is going to be like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. The Holy Spirit is going to be like jumping for joy because you're feeding him. He can't work if you're always overeating. He can't work. How can he work? To even help you and to heal you and to put you in position to help other people. And this is just not just solely on food. Like, you know, your weaknesses, y'all know them. He can't move if your desire is not the desire of the Father. It's not happening. And that's why I said this right here. The baby phase is over. We in the meat phase. Pretty much the whole entire earth almost knows who Jesus is. They've heard his name. Now it's time to start getting into position. Look at what's happening around the world. I mean, like, seriously. God, we in the last hour, man. Been in the last hour for a long time. You don't want to sit here and be denied going into heaven, for real. I'm not. I'm coming. I've been through too much to be like, I am not. No. England, Roshan Brown is coming, my guy. So, so now on warning about tampering with nature. So we have Isaiah 5:20 and Hosea 4:1-3. All right. So Isaiah 5:20, what this reads is, woe to those who call, man, God, you good, man, smooth. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. That's a little tongue twister, right? I'm going to break it down to you. So in this aspect, what we're talking about here, this could be interpreted as a warning against distorting natural or moral orders. This can be interpreted as warning against distorting natural and moral orders. I think of a liar. That's what liars do. They never tell the truth, man. I don't even know. Some heat just came over me. I can't stand people that don't tell the whole story. And I can't stand people that when you want to come together to speak about the issue, they don't want to come together. They don't want to come together because somebody's lying. And I guess you can almost look at this from the GMO perspective, how they'll tell you, well, this is good, there's nothing wrong with it. But then all this pesticides is not good. And people are not even washing their food. They're just, they just put some water on it. But with all this stuff happening, you really want to soak your food in like baking soda and you want to wash your meat. Okay. People be like, why know where you want to wash your meat? Why aren't you washing your meat? Why aren't you letting that meat soak in some vinegar and some lime and some lemon and some kosher salt? This is why you're sick, guy. This is why you're sick. You don't want to wash your meat. You don't want to wash your vegetables. So Hosea 4:1-3. What this reads is, hear the word of Adonai, you children of Israel. For Adonai brings a charge against the inhabitants of the land. There is no truth or mercy or knowledge of Elohim in the land. By swearing, by swearing and lying, killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break all restraint with bloodshed upon bloodshed. And therefore, the land will mourn, and everyone who dwells there will waste away. Wow. With the beasts of the field and the birds of the air. Even the fish of the sea will be taken away. Wow. It's deep, my guy. So how we can relate this to our good old GMO is, this passage reflects on the consequences of human actions that disrupt the natural balance of the environment. I mean, you can look at that as like the ozone layer. They always say, we're going to break the glass. We're going to break the glass ceiling. I'm not sure why humans want to leave and try to go out. Like, you understand you were designed for here. Okay. It's not time to go to the next realm and the next earth. This is where you're supposed to be. You agreed to be here. You know, he says, oh my goodness, my brain. I do not want to say this wrong. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm just going to summarize it up because I don't even know why I'm like, my brain is like, bleh. But pretty much God, I believe he was speaking to Isaiah. He said, before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew you. Like, he knows us. Wow. And what he's saying is he wants your heart back. There are so many of you guys, like, I know the people that are coming to this channel, you know, like I said, either you're already an entrepreneur, you're in the process of becoming an entrepreneur, or you're thinking about it. And a lot of you guys are in obese bodies. And you have to get in alignment. I'm telling you. You know, God, he will always get it done. His word won't return back to him void. But you were originally assigned for this assignment. And you better believe, yeah, you may go through your life. He may bless you with some other things, but you will suffer these consequences. That's why I'm up here. You know, am I tired? Freak, yes, I'm tired. Y'all know that I started my new job, and my days off were Wednesdays and Thursdays. So I had to work that through. I get off work, I come here. You know, it's not about me. It's not about self. And so many people, like, this is the biggest lie that's happening is like, I'm gonna do me. Let me do me. Let me worry about myself. I'm tired of doing things for other people. Well, so am I. You know, I told you guys what I wish I could be doing right now is chilling in the stock market and just traveling and eating, being fat and looking at beautiful men. That's what I want to do. But guess what? That's not what I was designed to do. We all have a calling, in our life is in Christ. Like, stop listening to these people. They're lying to you. You can't, and just think about it. You know what? Let's just say you just only want to be selfish. First of all, anybody that says, I just only want to worry about myself and do me, what you're doing is worshiping yourself. How in the world can you be selfish and worship God? God's not selfish. Look at the amount of air. Can you imagine if he only allotted air to a certain amount of humans? We all have air to breathe. I guess that's the best that we can say, because not everybody has a home and not everybody has shelter and all that stuff. But hey, we have air and he's sharing the air. So it's like, so just imagine this. If you really took this approach to be selfish, okay, fine, be selfish and worship myself. You're boring. You're boring. I dare you to go ahead and just turn off your phone, turn off your computers, your TV, everything, disconnect everything, and just sit by yourself for a moment. You can be like, oh yeah, this feels good. You know, that's why this is a fleeting world, because everything is temporary. It's a temporary satisfaction. It's not a permanent satisfaction. The only permanent satisfaction you're going to get is from Jesus. So guess what? Turn everything off, maybe for a good hour. You might even fall asleep. Okay. Then you're going to wake up. You may eat. Now you close all your windows and everything because you want to be selfish. You don't need to be looking at nobody. You don't need to do anything because you want to worship self. You're going to go insane because you're boring. It's not meant for man to be alone. It's not meant for you to only worry about self. If you're tired of always doing something, it's probably because you're called to do it. You're called to do it. That's it. Embrace it because you're going to love it. You really don't hate it. You don't. You don't hate it. You don't want to fall in that category of let me worry about self. You know what Saul said? I'm gonna read it to you. I thought I had wrote it down. Hold on, let me think. Hold on, let me look it up. Let me look it up. What he says, it's so funny. He says, well, I'm gonna just do I? Yeah, no, yes, okay. I'm going to summarize it up. What he said, he said, now I do everything I hate. And how I'm just such a miserable creature. And then he says, but let me, I feel like I need to look it up and read it to you because this is perfect for people that think this way, man. I used to be that way. I can remember when that happened to me. I was working at Wells Fargo and I was just so tired of people just talking to me and pouring their lives out to me. And when I try to pour my life out to them, they didn't want to listen. Oh, I gotta go. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just sat here for like an hour and listened to your life story. And now I want to tell you mine. I literally just snapped in my mind. I said, you know what? I don't care about these people. I don't even care what I'm going to say. And what's crazy, my mom has said to me, she's like, you know what, England? Like, I can remember her just telling me that, like, she just said the way I was saying things were just like very hurtful. And like, I didn't care. And there is a way to tell the truth. You can tell the truth to people, but you can't really sugarcoat the truth. But I think that I was just certain things I wasn't supposed to say, and I was saying them, and I didn't care. And you know why I didn't care? Because I was hurt. I was hurt. I was going through my own things I was going through. And you don't want to get to that point where like you're reckless with your words. You know, it says in James 1, in that first chapter, that you want to be slow to speak, quick to listen, and slow to anger. And I was not slow to speak. You know, have you ever heard people that say manipulative things to you that typically would trigger somebody? Like you could be angry and somebody could say, God bless you. God bless you. Who are you talking about with God? But like, you know, like little small things. Or you could be telling somebody the truth and somebody was like, well, you sound like you're having a bad day. Then I can trigger you going off and you're not really having a bad day. That was just like a trigger. And when I was like fasting and all that stuff, like none of that bothers you anymore. You don't even get offended because you're just looking, you're aware that person's trying to provoke you. And that's the great thing about fasting. You become so weak. It's not even worth getting angry because you know that little bit of strength that you have is going to take you out. It's the renewal of your mind. So look, Saul, he said in other words, he wished he could be doing his own desires, but guess what? He's not. And he's not happy with what God has him do, but he's going to do it because he's putting his desires to the side. Because guess what? When you win the race, you're going to win your crown and you're going to have eternal life. I'll give up my desires to have eternal life. I don't care. It's uncomfortable. Some things you're like, why God? But it is what it is. You got to come into alignment. So, you know, are you part of Satan's hiring list? Is this you, Mr. Disobedience? Is this you, Mr. Selfish? Is this you, Miss Know-it-all? Is this you, Miss Glutton? Oof. Oof. All right, let's keep it moving here. I did say I was going to read that to you. Let me see if I can find it because I want to read that part. Hold on. Let's see. I'll use good old Google because I can't remember. Let's see, Bible verse where Saul says he hates. It's not coming to my mind how I want to say it, but okay. I'm just going to encourage you guys to Google it. Just look it up, because this one's a little long, and I don't want to keep it too long here. All right, so we're going on to the next slide. All right, so now we're going to talk about organic food. What's organic food? So non-synthetic chemicals. You're not going to have all that weird stuff in it. Organic farming avoids the use of synthetic fertilizers, pesticides, and other chemicals that can be harmful to the environment and human health. There's no genetic engineering. How it was born is how it was born. There's no altercations. So organic crops are not genetically modified and are grown from natural seeds without any genetic manipulation. Hold on here, guys. Hold on. Hold on, let me mute, because I got to get this one out. This one's like... Mic testing, check 1 2 1 2. All right, looks like we're good here. Okay. Lastly, natural farming practices. Organic farmers rely on natural methods such as crop rotation, composition, and biological pest control to maintain soil health and promote sustainable agriculture. So what we can say here is organic foods are produced through environmental friendly and sustainable farming methods, providing a healthier and more natural alternative to conventionally grown foods. Summarize it up, how God made it, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's what you want to eat. Why do you want to eat something that God did not produce? He's not a genetically modified God. My mind just started like thinking other things. I'm not going to get into it because people are like, what? Crack myself up yet again. All right. So this is 1 Corinthians. I really, really love this verse here. 1 Corinthians 6:19 through 20. Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own, sir, ma'am, sir. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies. Let's start there, okay? You were bought at a price. What? Hold on. Handy dandy pen. Hold on. You were bought at a price. Okay. What does that mean? That means like everything in heaven is currency. Okay. Jesus came down here as a ransom for our lives. Literally, he took captivity. He died so that your sins will be forgiven. Because we were doomed. We were doomed, my guy. I mean, God, it talks about in Genesis, he had regretted making us, but then he saw favor in Noah. He wiped everybody else out except Noah. So, and you have to understand that we had dominion. So when Adam and Eve gave up their dominion to Satan, he owned us. Like we are nothing. Like for real, we are nothing. We are something because we have Jesus and we have the Holy Spirit that dwells in us. But realistically, like ourselves, we either belong to Satan or we belong to Jesus. That's it. We don't have anything. We gave it up. So your bodies are not your bodies. Okay. You can think about it and this is going to be touchy. So what? I don't care. It's like these women about abortions. You know what I'm saying? It's my body. It's my choice. It's not yours. It's not yours. And it's like the gay community. I was born in the wrong body. No, you wasn't. That's your body, guy. Like, people be like, the gay community, they were like, I love God. And I know God put me in the wrong body. What? So he makes mistakes. Is that what you're saying? Like, no, he doesn't make mistakes. Everything happens for the good. So it is important, even for people that, I don't know, they love sex. You know, you have to keep your body holy. Like, it's not yours. And even when it comes to food, your body is not supposed to stretch out like that. You know, I say this all the time. It says in the Bible that God said the people got fat, disgusting, and thick. And it even talks about protruding stomachs. That's not what your body is supposed to look like. Like, the bigger you are, I mean, you just see things differently. Like, I was going to say Red Robin, but who is it? It's, hold on, England, don't lose it. Have the faith with me, because the joke is funny. Oh my gosh, it's not Red Robin. Who is it? The one with the seafood. And he says, I see food differently. I can't think. It's like Olive Garden. Man, who's the one that's Red Lobster? Red Lobster. Is it Red Lobster? I don't know, but they say I see food differently. Seafood, pun intended. So it's like, I just see things differently. I'm just watching somebody's flesh. It's like it's just eating them. Like, it's eating their real body. It's literally swallowing them. So, like I said, God said a lot of his people are in obese bodies. He can't do nothing. He can't do too much with you if you're in an obese body. You can't. That's why you have to fast. For real. I mean, you gotta get rid of that stuff and that hurt, man. So, therefore, honor God with your bodies. Worship him. Worship is, I'm telling you, if you can just get into worship, just worship music, you know, just show God that you love him and you appreciate him, because he didn't have to get you out a lot of things, and he got you out a lot of things too. He got me out a lot of things. I cannot tell you how many eviction notices I have received, like car losses. But somehow God literally made a way. He made a way. Shoot. All right. So the body temple. I could not figure out how to really do this slide here, but this is what it's doing. This is what we're going to get. And type in the comments, how are you guys feeling? Are you with me? Is this good information? Like, how are you feeling? Because I hope that you're with me. Okay. So the body, that's what did that verse mean back there? What did 2 Corinthians mean? Okay. So we're going to start in Genesis 1:29. And Elohim said, behold. Oh, hold on here. Hold on. Okay, so we're going to put me right here. Okay. Make sure we good. All right, so we have Genesis 1:29. All right, this is keeping your body holy. And Elohim said, behold, I have given you we read this. I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for food. Okay. So, no. Come on, baby. Oh, that's why I call my cat. So what is this talking about? Okay. This verse highlights Adonai's provision of natural plant-based seed-bearing foods as substance. It promotes consuming what is wholesome, natural, and intended for health and well-being. So again, I want to reiterate, there's nothing wrong with eating meat. Nothing wrong with eating meat, okay? But where the healing is in the plants. The healing is not in the meat. Forgive me, God. You chose me. You chose me for this. So the healing is in the plants, okay, in the fruits and the vegetables. Oh man, why? Okay. So Isaiah 55:2. I love, man, when I came across this verse, I said, what? What? It says, why do you spend money for what is not bread? In other words, what is not food? And your wages for what does not satisfy? Listen carefully to me. This is God speaking. And eat what is good, and let your soul delight itself in abundance. I encourage you to read further down. It is absolutely beautiful. He says, come eat, come drink for free, come buy for the food and the water. It's free. It is such a beautiful, 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 beautiful verse. Like it just hits you differently. Why do you spend money for what is not food? That is in a literal sense. I mean, think about chips. Chips are delicious. You can't go wrong with chips, okay? But most of the time, I have to fart. That's not what I was going to say. But hold on, because okay, it slipped. It wasn't loud. Okay, that was not to mute you guys, but it just said zip. All right. Hello. So this can be in a literal sense about why you spend money on what is not food. Oh, okay. Come on now. We almost done. We're not going to be doing technical difficulties. Come on now. All right. Think about, I don't know, like candy. There's just so many things that it's not real. Somebody just made it up and it just tastes good. It's almost like, do you know if you didn't put any seasoning on meat, you would not eat it? Maybe you would eat it. Let me rephrase it. It's not going to taste good. If you just literally get meat and you take all that stuff out, meat actually really does not taste good without some type of seasoning on it. And you can, I guess, look at this like, I don't know, noodles, ramen noodles, all that processed powder. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not natural. Okay. It's not natural. All right. So what can we take away from this? This verse teaches moderation and contentment in eating. Oh, hold on here. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. That was not the one. It wasn't the order I was supposed to go in either. But that's okay. This is where the Holy Spirit is leading us. All right. So what is this talking about here? So a call to prioritize consuming what is truly nourishing and beneficial, both physical and spiritual, rather than indulging in empty or harmful foods. Yep. We got Proverbs down here. I got my pen out. Do I have my pen? Yes, I do. Okay, Proverbs 3:7-8. So what this reads is, do not be wise in your own eyes. For Yahweh. Let me start over here. Do not be wise in your own eyes. For fear Yahweh and depart from evil. It will be health to your flesh and strengthen your bones, my guy. Oh yeah. I hope that you guys heard that because that was good. So what could this be saying here? This verse connects obedience to Adonai's or Yahweh's wisdom with physical health, implying that following divine guidance and dietary and lifestyle choices leads to well-being, my guy. I'm not going deeper. That was just That was self-explanatory. And then finally, we have Proverbs 27:7. Okay. A satisfied soul loathes the honeycomb, but to a hungry soul, every bitter thing is sweet. Oh my. Oh my. Like your one night stands. Like your boo thing on the side. Like that weed that you lace. Like drinking dark liquor and light liquor together. You know what I'm saying? A hungry soul, every bitter thing is sweet. Ooh. A married man, a married woman. I'm talking to somebody out there, and I'm talking to myself. The old England, the New England don't be indulging in dark and light liquor. That, man, Long Island's, I'm gonna tell you right now, line them up. You can give me about 7 of them, and I'm still pushing it with shots of tequila. That was me. Yeah. Not fun times when I'm thinking about the things. So y'all know what I'm talking about. Put it in the comments. If you want to share what you was doing, put it in there. Put it in there. Maybe some of y'all might have to go under an alias name just to get it out your system. Somebody like, oh, let me look that person up. Oh, I know that person. Yeah. I got evidence. I got pictures of him. Look, somebody got some evidence and pictures of me, and I'm telling you, I don't look good. I look rough. Like, why you look like that? Okay, so so what could this be saying here? Okay, this verse teaches this is the one. This verse teaches moderation and contentment and eating, encouraging mindfulness to avoid overeating and even good foods. Oof. Yep, that's me. He's talking to me right there. Overeating, that's what a lot of us do, especially when we're stressed and we're sad and we're depressed. We just say, you know what, Jesus, I know you're there. I know you're alive and everything, but peace out. You know what? And you know what? That is that's a lesson within itself. Okay. Even though we're adults, even a kid knows right from wrong. It's even worse when you're an adult. And I know that when I get in my feelings and because you can get mad at God. Okay. This is nothing new. You can get mad at God. You can express to him how you feel. He is your friend. He's your friend. He's not going to turn you away. But when I get in my feelings with God, when he tells me to do some things that I just really don't want to do, and I don't say, you know what, I'm going to pray it out, and I get into my feelings and I get food and then I overeat, the hardest part, because you know God is watching you, is coming back and just saying, forgive me. You know, the hardest part is pride doesn't like being embarrassed. Okay. Pride doesn't like correction. Pride doesn't like truth. Pride will kill you. Pride, this is why families are broken up, because of pride. Like, you have to be receptive to the truth. You have to. If you're not, you're going to die mentally in like just pure misery. Because pride hurts people. It hurts. And you got to come to that person and you got to say, I'm sorry. You got to show it. You know, the Bible talks about lip service. God is not about lip service, just saying it. God is about action. And today in this society, how Americans base everything is on feelings. I could tell somebody I love them and then they feel like, oh my gosh, wow, they love me. But my actions don't show that I love them. I'm disrespectful. I dismiss their feelings. I don't listen to them. I don't do anything to show that I truly love them. And that's how it is. This is why I feel like a lot of women get hurt and they want to blame the man. Oh my gosh, he was no. Okay. You ate what you wanted to hear. That's what happened. It sounded good. You knew it wasn't good, but it sounded good and it felt good. That's why I encourage you to really look up the Hebrew language, because all their words are based off action. The English language, it's everywhere. It's really, quite frankly, distorted. And we do everything off feelings. Feelings. You can't do everything off feelings. It's action. It's action. All right. So we're almost towards the end. So choosing organic, a spiritual benefit approach. So this is kind of like a summary here. You know, what can we take away from this? Personal health. Organic foods are free from harmful pesticides, chemicals, and additives, ensuring a healthier and more nutritious diet. Sustainable agriculture. Organic farming practices promote soil health, biodiversity, and responsible resource management, benefiting the environment in the long run. Soil health. That's important right there. You know, unfortunately, with everything going on, and for some reason, I don't know, humans just destroying everything, the soil is going bad. What happens when the soil goes bad? The food goes bad. The fruit goes bad. So if you're planting yourself in, let me not even say you planting yourself. Now, if you're just planting your seeds in bad soil, what's going to happen? It's going to produce bad fruit. It may not even produce nothing. It might just be a whole tree and it just doesn't produce. But we're going to say it's going to produce bad fruit. Where are you planting your seeds at? And I'm meaning, like, what are you doing in your life? What your friends? What type of friends do you have? What type of partner do you have? What do you engage yourself in? If you're, I don't know, if you're in a group of friends that are lying to you all the time, you're going to look stupid, because someone's going to tell you the truth and it's going to take you a breath. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. You're going to be shocked. You need to start surrounding yourself with people that are going to tell you the truth. I don't know why people literally want to be around a whole bunch of liars, because you know it. I even encourage you to test it and see what they say. There's nothing like hanging around a whole bunch of liars, pretending that they all care about you, and they don't. You're dating someone that doesn't care about you. Why are you dating someone that just doesn't care about you? They don't say, maybe you can start telling them about your business. How often are they following up with you? Are they saying, hey, tell me how that's going? You know, I know you said that you wanted to invest in Apple. How's that going for you? Have you taken that step? Surround yourself with people that want to see you be successful. Surround yourself with people that have something to lose. If you're around people that don't have nothing to lose, they don't care about you. They don't care about you. They don't. So you have to surround yourself with people that care about you, especially, and guess what? When you start growing in the Lord, hey, look, you're going to lose people, man. You might lose your family. You might lose your friends. You might lose both. And it's going to suck. But once God gives you your calling, like your purpose, then you're not really so much like, hey, you know, I really want you to be around me. You just start to guard. You know, you're going to have times where The hard part, friends, it's whatever. It's the family that's the hard part. The family is the hard part because, like, they're related to you. You want to be around them. You want to talk to them. You just want that love. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where the foundation is. That's where you experience love, was in your own family. That's where it started at. So it's like, once God gives you who you are and your calling and everything, you really guard it close to you. You're not out here telling everybody what's going to happen, because most of the time they're going to think you're crazy anyways, because God's ways are not human ways. His thoughts are not human thoughts. So get yourself good soil. That's what I'm saying. Get yourself some good soil. Don't plant your seeds in places that people are looking to trample on them. There's like something in the Bible that speaks about that. Like the man planted his seeds and someone came, I don't know if he dug them up or trampled on them or something like that. Get your good soil. That's the best I can say is good soil. So environmental protection. Organic farming reduces the use of synthetic fertilizers and pesticides, which can pollute our air, water, and soil, thereby protecting the delicate ecosystem. Let me read that again. Organic farming reduces the use of synthetic fertilizers and pesticides, which can pollute our air, water, and soil, therefore protecting the delicate ecosystem. You know what stood out to me? Water and air. I guess it all stood out to me. You know, we don't really, the water we're supposed to be drinking is coming from the earth, you know, like from the streams, from the lake, you know, like that's the type of water, but everything's just so polluted right now. You have to get filters. Like, isn't that weird? Isn't that weird that you have to get a filter to have good water? You know what I'm saying? I think the most disgusting thing is literally recycling toilet water. Yeah, that's what's happening. They're like, oh yeah, this is clean. Is it though? Is it? It's not just, poop water. You got pad, people put tampons and stuff down there, Band-Aids, blood. Is it? Is it? Is it? Honoring God's creation. So by choosing organic, we acknowledge our responsibility as stewards of the land and respect the intricate balance of nature that God has designed. Yep. You know what's going to happen? America is under judgment. We're the only ones that just been kind of cruising here, but it's coming. This is another reason why it's good to fast, because there will be a famine. Just think about COVID. That was ridiculous. But there's something worse than that coming to America. So you might as well just start getting yourself ready, start fasting, because, the great thing about fasting too is the Holy Spirit will warn you. He will give you knowledge of the future before it happens. He will tell you your plans. I say this all the time. When God came to me, I was fasting. It was like a PDF file. Like literally, I'm like, whoa. And I just got up and I just started, what I saw, I just started typing. So if you want to know what you're supposed to do, I'm telling you, again, Jesus is the one that has your life. So don't be scared. He's so kind. Like, everybody always want to sit here and make God be like he's scary. I mean, again, we have sun, we have water, we have food, we have all these things that he provides for us. And when you start fasting, he says, don't worry about your body. Don't worry about what you're going to eat. Don't worry about your clothes. The Heavenly Father is what Jesus says. He knows what you need. And trust me, you're going to look, your family's going to be like, are you all right? Why you look like that? Because I've been fasting. That's why. And that's just removing, it's like you're getting a new body for real. Because you're just getting a whole new body. So, supporting local economies. Purchasing organic foods often means supporting local farmers and businesses, which strengthens the local economy and community. And typically it's cheaper. These people have land. They have tons of food. They're just like, hey, I don't want this food to go bad. I'm going to go sell it. And it's going to be a lot cheaper than going into the store anyways. So that's good. That's good. All right, lovely people, we are towards the end. So summary, organic versus GMO foods. How are you feeling? I know that this one was a lot. This one was a lot for sure. Let's see. This one, let me check how long we've been going for. Hold on, let me see. Whoa. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this one to be a long one, but hey, we made it. Okay. Oh, my mom is here. My mommy's here, guys. She put it here in the chat. Good. Love it. I'm going to say I love you, Mom. I call her Master, so a few people, I said it in there. Love you, Master. People are like, yo, what type of things are going on around here? So y'all know I expressed some things about my mom on this channel, when I first started. So we're in a good spot. It feels good. So, all right. So summary, organic versus GMO foods. Production methods. Organic foods are grown without synthetic pesticides, fertilizers, or genetic engineering, while GMOs involve the artificial manipulation of genes. Then we have potential health implications. Organic foods may have higher nutritional content and lower risk of pesticide exposure, but the long-term health effects of GMO are still being researched. And spiritual significance. Organic, whole foods are seen by some as more in harmony with nature and God's creation, supporting ethical stewardship of the earth. So, by prioritizing organic, whole foods, we can nourish our bodies, support ethical agriculture, and honor God's creation. All right, beautiful people. So we made it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope that this helped you a lot. I hope that this has put on your heart to say, you know what, I'm going to give that a go. I'm a fast. We talked previously about different types of fast. You can do intermittent fasting. You can do the Daniel fast. You can do where you're just straight up, no water, no food. That's what happened to me in the first go around. But I feel like if you do no water or food, let it be an instruction from God. Don't do it yourself, because you can really hurt yourself if it's not instructed. So again, I just thank you. This is day number 11, guys. We're going strong. I'm excited to come with you guys tomorrow for day number 12, and I look forward to seeing you. So again, thank you for being here. Leave in the comments, how does this make you feel? Are you going to start fasting? Have you already fasted? What's your thoughts? All right. Well, till tomorrow, shalom, shalom.